In this video, I'm going to talk about 8 things that you're probably doing wrong that are making dinner every day daunting and stressful, and ways to make it more like a relaxing experience, like going to a spa, or as close to that as we can get. So let's get started. The first thing that you could be doing wrong is not meal planning for the week. Meal planning just saves us all so much stress when it comes to making dinner and it's 4 o'clock and you get home from work, or 5 o'clock even, and you have like 20 minutes before you need to get to basketball or wherever else you need to be for the night. And meal planning just lets you know what you're supposed to be making that day. You have the ingredients on hand, you just make it, and it's all there, and it's easy, and it's planned ahead of time. You might even have a meal planned to eat out that day or to grab fast food or whatever, but at least you have a plan and you're not trying to think of it at 5 o'clock. Another thing you might be doing wrong is you might not be making what I call future leftovers. So if I'm making something like a casserole, instead of making the entire casserole in a big 9x13 pan, I'll maybe get 2 smaller 8x8s and I make up 2 casseroles, and one of them I bake and one of them I don't bake, but I just put in the freezer. Maybe a week or 2 later, I can pull that out of the freezer, let it thaw overnight, and bake it at dinner time, and everyone thinks I just made it fresh that day. The next thing you might be doing wrong is you're not using the deli counter, the meat counter at your grocery store. So I used to buy bags of frozen chicken breasts, which is great, and then I would try and marinate them on my own, and that's probably healthier than buying from the meat counter, but I don't know. Chicken is kind of chicken to me. So I recently started buying the marinated or stuffed or breaded or crusted chicken breasts from the local grocery store, and they're amazing. I can buy them ahead of time kind of in bulk, and I can just freeze them. I can pull them out later, or we can have them that week, and that just works really well for us, and they're really good, and they're already prepared. The next thing you might be doing wrong is not using cheat meals. And by cheat meal, I don't mean a bucket of ice cream and 3 pizzas. I mean just easy meals like chicken nuggets or frozen corn dogs or something like that. And I used to never buy this stuff, but then I kind of realized sometimes you just need that. Sometimes you just don't have time. And so what I try to do with that is add a frozen vegetable bag, like a mixed veggie or frozen peas, because those are what my kids like, and then some fresh fruit, and have a glass of milk or something. And we just call that a meal. That can be a meal, and everyone likes it, and it's totally fine. The next thing you might be doing wrong is you're trying new recipes all the time. You're scrolling Pinterest, you're printing things off, you're ripping stuff out of a magazine. That's just too complicated. We don't have time to follow a recipe for 45 minutes before you actually cook the food. What you need to do is make a list of foods that you like to cook and foods that your kids will eat, and then just pick from those lists. Maybe you can come up with 15 different things, or 10, or all you really need is 7. And you repeat those. And then you pick from those items to put on your meal plan. So the next thing you might be doing wrong is using one of those meal box subscriptions. I have tried HelloFresh. I've tried it twice. The first time I coined it Hello Stress, because I would come home from work and have a box of ingredients, and you have to look at the recipe, and you have your raw sweet potatoes that you need to peel and cut and oil and bake, and they were delicious recipes, but it just was too much stress. Most of the time, I just want fast. The second time was during the pandemic shutdown, where we were all home, and I thought, I have lots of time all day, I can prep all this food. And I just called it Hello Mess, because I used about every dish in the whole kitchen, and then I'd have this huge mess. So anyway, for my current situation where I work full time and my husband works full time, we have lots of sports in the evening and stuff, I'm not gonna chop up a bunch of vegetables at 5 o'clock and roast them, even though that sounds delicious. It's not gonna happen. The next thing you might be doing wrong is you're trying to make everything from scratch. Someone else makes it from scratch and either freezes it or puts it in a bag, and I can buy that from the grocery store. So things like almond milk. You don't actually have to make your own almond milk. Lots of companies make almond milk. The next thing you might be doing wrong is you're not making things that your kids like. So if you have kids, you probably understand the stress of making a whole meal, you sit down to eat it and nobody likes it and they're complaining and they're calling it poison and they're not going to eat it, and you have the standoff and then you just cave anyway because you have to leave for whatever is going on in the evening. And so what I've kind of realized is that my kids have said they actually like frozen peas and frozen mixed vegetables, you know, just the bags you can buy in the freezer section. So I loaded up on that and we eat those all the time because I figure a bag of frozen mixed vegetables is just as good as like freshly roasted vegetables, which I would prefer, but I don't care. The kids aren't going to eat that. If they're going to eat peas every day, I'm making peas every day. I don't really love to make dinner, so anything I can do to make it less stressful, avoid that crazy 4 to 5 o'clock what's for dinner situation, and just make it more relaxing. Sometimes I even pour a glass of wine and make dinner while I drink a glass of wine, and that helps. But you can't do that every day. So please consider subscribing and liking the video and commenting with any tips that you use to make dinner time a more relaxing experience, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.